Welcome to the Dan Stevens Show. As I record this episode, it's Thursday night, and you are listening to the Friday morning solo episode, the weekly one. A bit shorter, and it's basically just me talking about things that have happened or things that I need to get off my chest over the past week or so. One thing is foremost in my mind this week. I want to talk about Steelers. So potentially there's people out there. I am glad to say that my Instagram account has just hit 5,000, which is a great landmark. I think it's more than doubled over the last year. I've kind of found a way of relating to people, I suppose, so it's good news. The show getting a lot of followers as well. The Dan Stevens Show page on Instagram getting a lot of new followers. And I've been doing stand-up comedy now for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years in September. And this is not something that I ever thought I'd have to talk about. But I don't know if you call it plagiarism or joke stealing or what it's officially known as when it's done online. But there has been a little bit of potential theft going on. I don't know if it is. There's a lot of parallel thinking, especially with Irish online and stand-up comedians, that can happen. But there's been a few things brought to my attention where I've put clips of the podcast out, or I've put Instagram reels out, or I've done jokes on stage. And the jokes on stage is the least of my concerns. It's clips from this podcast that have gone really well. People are enjoying them on Instagram and TikTok and stuff. And then a very short time after that, I will hear or see another online comedian or two talking about something very similar or doing it on stage or whatever. And I'm just putting them on notice now that if I see a pattern of it, it can happen a couple of times, easy. But I'm just saying that if I do, and I don't want to sound like I have a big ego here or anything, but it's just quite strange. There's been coincidences over the past few months of people stealing my ideas or talking points or jokes, and they see that it's popular on my online pages and then do the same thing basically a couple of days later. So I am keeping an eye on that, and of course I'm not going to name any names. I could be completely wrong here, but I have noticed a couple of patterns and I will be keeping an eye on that, and this will be going out as a clip. So if it's not happening, it's not happening, but if it is, you're on notice. Alright, just wanted to say that first of all. I think if somebody can't come up with their own material, or if they use someone else's material especially, then you shouldn't be doing it, or just get a bit more imaginative. Because these people, they do come up with a lot of their own stuff anyway. But yeah, so maybe I can safely say, hand on heart, that I've taken inspiration from my dad and stuff like that. And any joke that I thought might be parallel thinking, as you call it, or just similar thinking, then I would of course check it online that nobody else has done it. But some people, in order to get a shortcut or try to get to the top, wherever that is, I don't know, or to try and be successful, will do it by any means possible. And I just wouldn't be able to live that way. So just gonna put that out there to anyone listening. And I didn't want to have to say this, you know. I didn't know what else to do. I don't want to make a big deal out of it on Instagram or whatever, but it will become a big deal if it keeps happening, because I will put videos side by side and I will put dates on them. So that's the way it goes. Alright. The next thing is, I want to warn against these if you're getting curtains for your car, be careful. I bought these curtains on Temu. Temu is you're taking a risk with whatever you buy there. And I bought these blackout curtains for my Nissan Serena because I was sleeping in my car in Edinburgh, and I'd be awoken every morning very early with strong light in my eyes, and also people could see in. The back windows are tinted, but not enough. So I bought these curtains. I'll show you them now. Like, they just look like the biggest pair of city slickers you've ever seen in your life. That's women's knickers. Big pair of hot pants. Like if you see something like that, you want to see them on your floor. For the listeners, they're just it's a big black pair. It looks like a big pair of shorts. And yeah, just be careful when you're buying blackout blinds for your car or whatever. So that's that. We're going to keep this one short. It's been roasting hot, as everyone knows. I went to buy sun cream. It was €30, so I'd rather just be sun sensible. That's the blue one, you know. The blue, whatever make it is, the most popular one. €30 in Tesco for a bottle of this sun cream, 400ml. Which, I mean, that'd last you 20 years in Ireland, you know. I don't know what the sell-by date is on sun cream, but they should be selling it in little bottles, really, shouldn't they? Like tiny ones, because it's not going to last that long, the sun in Ireland. €30 for Factor 30. Where's Factor 20 gone, by the way? Why was that option taken away? It's either 30 or 50 now, and not happy with it. It is a bugbear of mine. And I don't trust sun cream anyway. I don't know. Maybe it's a conspiratorial thing in me, but I think especially in the health and well-being podcasts and influencer sphere, I'd imagine that sun cream is a contentious issue. Some people say that it gives you cancer. I don't believe that. I don't think it could. Is there a grain of truth in that? I don't know. And then on the other side, they'll say it's the sun that gives you cancer. So I don't know. I only have a couple of reference points. I mean, that woman from There's Something About Mary, you just look at her and her skin was so bad from the sun. She was like leather. And then the woman from Benidorm as well, who was in the wheelchair. What's her name? Marge, is it? No, that's... I'm not talking about the woman from The Simpsons. She was yellow. Madge, I think, was her name. Benidorm, by the way, great TV show. First 7 or 8 seasons, absolute gold. It kind of went downhill after that, in my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of sunburn out there, I'd say, due to the price of sun cream. It's like, I do think I'd rather be a beetroot than a mug, you know. I'd rather get burnt by the sun than burnt at the till, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's late on a Thursday night. I've done a gig tonight in the Grand Central on O'Connell Street, the Comedy Vault Comedy Club. Brilliantly run spot by Patrick Stone. He came into comedy a year or two back, absolutely flying it. It's very hard to stick to running a weekly night in Dublin, but he's taken that spot and he's really ran with it, and it's great to perform there. I did 7 minutes of comedy earlier, a couple of new jokes. I think half of the audience loved it, and one woman in particular I just stepped on stage and looked out and she was just in convulsions of laughter, and then some people are just not getting it, and that's probably how it is when you listen to this too, I don't know. But yeah, look, let's just summarise. Sorry, Please follow as well if you can. I need to get my follower count up. There's a lot of people listening and not following. So if you just press that button, that'd be great. On Spotify, Apple, whatever. Subscribe on YouTube if you can. With the potential joke theft thing, I'm just saying that if somebody is monitoring my online content and using it for their own ends, then I am keeping an eye on that. And as I say, it's potentially not happening, so I don't know. But yeah, that's that much. We have a good run of guests now. I have next Tuesday's episode, very special guest. He was great. I recorded that today actually, before this, and had a great chat with him. That'll be great. That's if you follow, you'll get notified of that on Tuesday morning. Yeah, I had a viral video. I got lots of followers from a video this week that I put out. It's just like 6 or 7 seconds of me, and I will admit I had been playing five-a-side football, and I got in the car after it. Like, it was in the extreme heat, and my hair was all over the place. Like, I know it's not usually very neat or tidy, but it was just absolutely everywhere, and my face was red and I was out of breath, and I just basically put a video up on Instagram, and it's getting hundreds of thousands of views and thousands of likes. So thanks to anyone who's followed from that. It's very hard to follow up when a video goes like viral, because you're like, it's like, I'd say that video was me with my face like sunburnt kind of and sweaty, and I'm like, what do I do next? Do I wait for the sun to come out again and release another one with a new sort of sentence? It's like second album syndrome for bands, I'd say, or when someone has a one-hit wonder. Back in the day, like I'd say Rick Astley felt it, and probably a couple of other bands. But it's good to get the hit, you know. I think I've had 4 or 5 Instagram and TikTok videos now that have gone over like 100,000. One has gone 1.3 million now, I think, views. And I wasn't even in it. It's quite challenging as well, doing online content and trying to make it so that people who watch it and follow you, if they see that you're doing a show, they'd be like, that's like, I think I'm the sunburn guy now, you know. I don't know, and I'm happy with that, no problem. But I'm not going to be sunburned for long, so that wears off. What then? When they see me without a red face, they're going to be like, no, it's not the same. What do you want me to do? Maybe I'll start the tanning beds. Go for a tanning bed, go for a run after, and maybe that'll be good for me. Maybe it's good that I have to get sweaty and tired to be successful. Then they'd be like, oh no, he's lost weight, it's not the same. Can't win, folks. No, I'm very grateful that some of my videos are going well on Instagram and TikTok and stuff, and it's great to hit that milestone of 5,000 followers as well. But the type of followers is important, because stand-up comedy is my number one, along with this podcast. This and my stand-up comedy are my bread and butter, and I know I always say it, but I really do. I can't believe that I have over 200 followers now on Spotify. It's amazing. I'm very grateful. It's quite surreal. Sometimes I have to pinch myself. So thank you for that. I will continue to be grateful, and I will continue to try to provide the highest quality content and episodes that I can for you, and hopefully it's something a bit different. So that's all I'm going to say about that. The last thing I want is to come across as aggressive or egotistical or anything about the possible joke theft thing, but it has to be said, and I do have a platform now, and I will call out anybody who does that, like I said. So thank you for watching and listening, and wherever you're watching or listening in from. Appreciate it. This is the Dan Stevens Show. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the sun if you're in Ireland. I don't know if you're getting it in the US, if you're listening from there or where. Don't be afraid to comment with any thoughts on Spotify or YouTube or wherever. I appreciate it all. Again, thank you to the new followers, subscribers and all that. Appreciate it very much. And I will be back again soon with the next one with a guest. Alright, all the best. Goodbye.